Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 681st Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Now, I wanted to show this battle because I'm going to highlight an old school, old-fashioned unit and some old-fashioned tactics in this battle that genuinely took me back 15, 16, 17 years ago. It's kind of like, when I watched this battle, it was kind of like I was taken back in time. It really is an old-fashioned battle. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now, Barclayman's got 15 Sacred Band and 4 Light Cavalry. Okay, so 15 Sacred Band Spearmen there. Quick look at the upgrades on his units. Okay, you'll see that that unit is fully upgraded. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so that's a fully upgraded unit. And then we move to another unit there. It's only got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So he certainly has got some mixed upgrades on his spearmen. As we go down the battle line there, we might even find, there we are, just gold shield, gold attack on these particular spearmen. So he certainly has got very mixed upgrades on his spearmen there. It'll be interesting to see how well he uses them. And then he's got 4 of the round shield light cavalry, and you can see he's got 6 upgrades on there. Gold shield, gold attack, fast moving cavalry, good for chasing down, routing troops and hitting archers there. Okay, so remember that Carthage is Barclayman's faction of choice, and he's got very good with them over the years. Our next teammate is someone who's called himself Striker Q, but is in fact Brotherhood member Uther. Now, Uther's got 13 infantry, 1 peasant and 6 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry, 6 cavalry and 1 peasant there. And remember that he uses that peasant unit very well. He incorporates it into his pilot shield units at the front of his battle formation. And as I say, as long as this unit will stand his ground, it'll soak up pilers as good as any other expensive unit. And as I say, Uther uses it very well. He just sticks this unit out in front of his pilot shield units there so they soak up enemy pilers. He usually brings quite good cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Okay, so there's Uther's army there. Looks pretty strong to me, and that will be a tried and tested Uther army. Okay, our next teammate is a Brotherhood member Schemer, or 8 Ball as some of you might know him, and he has got 13 infantry, 1 archer and 6 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry, 1 archer and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. You'll see that I believe most of his infantry has got gold shield, gold attack on only. Okay, but I noticed that he's also got an infantry, he's got his infantry general there and an eagle unit, and some of his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, an experience strike, gold shield, gold attack. But as I say, he's got his infantry general there to give morale to his infantry, of course, and he's got an eagle unit there as well, which all adds morale to his infantry. Okay, so that's pretty good. And as I say, he's got very mixed upgrades on his infantry. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Usually, oh, there you are. He's just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry because he spent most of his money on his infantry there. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see how he uses that army during the course of the battle. And in his pilot shield unit, look, he's got a light auxiliary missile unit there to help with his pilot shield unit there. I'm sure they'll soak up pilers just as good as any other unit. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Has got his very old Roman army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so there's our team. This should be a great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have the host of the battle, Brotherhood member Crypto. Now, Crypto's got 8 infantry, 6 archers and 6 cavalry. The new bog standard 31k Roman army. Okay, 8 infantry, 6 cavalry and 6 archers. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry there. And you notice that he's got 7 upgrades and experience strike, gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Okay, but bearing in mind he has only got 8 infantry there. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So he's got very serious cavalry there, and there you are, and you've got his 6 archers. So as I say, that's the new bog standard 31k Roman army. 6 archers, only 8 infantry, and 6 well upgraded cavalry. Be interested to see how well he does with that. The next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now, Pompey, it's got 10 infantry, 4 archers, 5 cavalry, and an old school armoured cavalry general. Okay, So let's just go and have a look at his infantry for a second here. Have a look at the upgrades, see what he's got on there. And he just got gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Okay, 10 infantry there. He usually brings serious cavalry, so let's have a look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and there you are, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. And this is the unit that I was talking about earlier on, the old school armoured cavalry general. Now remember, up to about 13 or 14 years ago, we all used to bring this unit as our Roman general before most of us switched to an infantry general. Now the tactics that you're going to see used with this unit in coordination with other units will, as I say, take me back 14, 15, 16 years ago or more, 17 years ago maybe, because the tactics you're going to see here is what people were doing all those years ago, incorporating those archer units and this old school general unit here. Okay, and it really struck me as like I've been taken back in time when I watched this tactic, because it's extremely good and very effective on the modern day battlefield. And as I say, when you see this tactic and these tactics I'm going to show you here, then as I say, that does take me back, as I say, 15, 16, 17 years ago. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see. Right, the next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 9 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry there. You'll see he's got 7 upgrades, an experience strike, gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. But it doesn't stop there. If you notice there, you'll see, as I say, he's got his infantry general there, given the general morale bonus, plus an eagle unit as well. So not only has he got well upgraded infantry, he's got a general unit and an eagle unit there as well. Be interesting to see how he uses that army during the course of the battle. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry there. He's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So that's a pretty good army there. Be interesting to see how well that does during the course of the battle. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks. Now Steve has got 12 Spartans and 4 long-range elite Cretan archers there. Okay, you'll see the Cretan archers there amongst his Spartans. Okay, so 12 Spartans and 4 elite long-range Cretan archers there. So there's the other team. As I say, it's got the potential to be a really great battle. And I think that Carthage, our teammate Barclay Man with his Carthage army, will be trying to take on Steve's Greek cities here. And that should be an interesting tussle later on in the battle. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I think we're going to have an archer count here, as this could be very important as the battle unfolds. Okay, so you can see that the enemy team, as in start of Crypto there, has got 6 archers. And then Pompey's got another 4, so that's 10 archers their team has got already. Okay, so that's 10. Then we have Aurelius has got another 4. So that's 14 archers that the enemy team have got so far. Okay, that's 14. And Steve has got another 4. Okay, so the enemy team have 18 elite long-range archers. Okay, you can see his archers there. Okay, so the enemy team, 18 elite long-range archers. Now let's have a look at how many archers we've got on our team. Okay, because I say this could prove very relevant later on in the battle. Well, of course, Carthage's got no archers anyway, so okay, Carthage's got no archers, so that's 0. Uther has bought no archers, so we're still at 0 at the moment. Schemer or 8-Ball has got no archers, so still 0 on archers, and I have got no archers either. Okay, so the enemy team have got 18 archers, right, and we have got 0. Now that could prove very relevant as the battle unfolds. Okay, 18 elite long-range archers against none, because we've got none. Okay, as I say, this was interesting here to see Uther's Pilar Shield unit there, as I say, with that peasant unit just sticking out there to attract expensive enemy pilars onto the cheapest unit in the game. Okay, very, very interesting to see that by Uther, and you'd be surprised how effective that is. As long as that peasant unit will hold its ground, it'll soak up pilars just as good as any other expensive unit, and if it does soak up a lot of pilars, it's going to leave his elite herb units there untouched, or pretty well untouched anyway. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see Pompey advances his Roman armoured cavalry general forward there. You'll notice he's taking his archers and cavalry forward as well. Now remember, this armoured cavalry general's got 2 hit points and excellent specifications, and he's put good upgrades on this unit as well. Now get ready for this. Harassing, haranguing and damage there. Now he was going to charge into my moving infantry there to try and cause as much damage as he could. Now as I say, here the way that this armoured cavalry general is used in coordination with his archers, as I said at the earlier part of this battle, it's taken me back 15, 16, 17 years because this particular tactic was used back in those days then. Okay, you can see that armoured cavalry general moving forward again. Just pause the game for a second, but you'll see that he's moving his archers forward, backed up by his cavalry there to cover. Plus you'll see that you've got Crypto's well upgraded cavalry there as well, and he's moving his archers forward as well. Now remember, the enemy team have got 18 archers and we've got none. Okay, we have no archers to reply to their archers also. They can keep their archers in close tight formation to do more damage. Okay, right, here goes that armoured cavalry general for the first charge of the day, and bang, as he charges in there. Look at the impact. You see how he threw some of my infantry up in the air with that charge. Okay, now just as I said, 15, 16, 17 years ago, this was what people were doing with their armoured cavalry generals. Get ready, and bang, as he smashes in there again. Okay, and remember that he's got his archers shooting into my moving infantry. Every time I move my infantry, I'm targeted by his archers. Also what he'll do, he'll turn his archers auto fire on and off, so he's not wasting archers there, archer firelight. Right, can you see that one unit that has been reduced to 42 men from 81? Look at the dead just from that cavalry hit, okay, and archer fire. Okay, so that combination there of the armoured cavalry general and his archers there shooting into my moving troops has reduced that one unit down to 42 men. Also, you've got Crypto's archers here that will probably be joining in as well. Okay, so as I say, because we've got no archers, they can keep their archers in close tight formation where they get more impact and more damage. Okay, so as I say, the way that Pomp is using that old school armoured cavalry general in coordination with his archers there, as I say, that takes me back. It's like almost like taking me back in time to, as I say, 15, 16, 17 years ago. But this is just the beginning of him using that unit. You will see it used very, very effectively during the course of the battle. Okay, but as I say, he's caused a lot of casualties to my pilot shield units already. You can see, look at the dead. Look at my SBQR dead there. And those units there have been reduced down to those numbers, look, from 82 men already. But as I say, this is only the start of him using that armoured cavalry general in coordination with his archers. And as I say, very old school and very old fashioned. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see that Crypto's moved his 6 archers round here to get an angle onto Uther's infantry there. Can you see? Let's say he's got them in close tight formation there, shooting his arrows into the flank of Uther's infantry there. Okay, remember, if you've got your archers in tight close formation, that gives them more impact and they do more damage onto the enemy team. He's got his cavalry there to support his archers, just in case we thought about hitting them with our cavalry. Okay, and just like to draw your attention here to Barclay Man here doing his sneaky trick. That's why we call him Sneaky Barclay Man here. And he's moving his light cavalry slowly and steadily around the flank of the enemy team and getting behind the enemy team there. He's hoping that the enemy won't have spotted that cavalry, and if he gets right behind, he may be able to smash into their units there when they're least expecting it. So it'll be interesting to see if their battle skill will notice that that those units moving around behind them. But as I say, at the moment here, Crypto making good use of his archers there on the flank of Crypto's Roman army. Okay, you can see that there. He's already reduced units down there. And as I say, don't forget, the enemy have got 18 archers and we have got none. Okay, and you can see those arrows coming into the flank of Uther's infantry there. Going to cause a lot of damage to him. And as I say, because we've got no archers, they can put their archers into close tight formation. And as I say, that gives them more impact and they can do more damage to our troops. Okay, if you notice here, both Schemer and myself moving forward here and Crypto moving his archers back. as we move towards him there. As you can see that our Carthage ally is staying at the back of our team there to avoid archer damage, and bang, as this armoured cavalry general once again charges in. Pompey using it as a nuisance, harassing, haranguing, disrupting there with that cavalry unit, trying to annoy our generals there, so they're going to make rash decisions that his team can take advantage of. As you can see here, I'm moving around to the right. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I know that Crypto's only got 8 infantry. Okay, Crypto's only got 8 infantry there, as we saw earlier when we looked at the armies. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is I'm going to put pressure on this flank here, because all Crypto can do, look, is back off with 8 infantry against my 13. And then you've got Schemer moving forward as well. If you notice here, can you see that Uther has opened up his battle formation there and put all his infantry into open order? The only reason I think he's doing that maybe is to try and avoid archer damage there, because of course, as we know, if you put units in open order, you suffer less casualties from missiles. Okay, but as I say, you can see me moving my SBQR army around to the right here, putting pressure on Crypto. And as I say, because Crypto's only got 8 infantry, all he can do is back off. So that's what I would want to put pressure on this flank here. Try and disrupt their team's battle formation if I can. I've got my cavalry there, but I'm very aware of the 18 archers, long-range archers that the enemy have got. So I'm keeping my cavalry out of range. And here once again you'll see Pompey using that old school armoured cavalry general very effectively there, taking out one of Schemer's pointer shield units there. As I say, you can see my SBQR army moving round to the right here, trying to put a bit of pressure on the enemy flank this end. Okay, there's a lot of enemy cavalry here. Remember, Crypto's cavalry and Pompey's cavalry's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And you can see Schemer moving forward as well. So as I say here, once again you'll see Crypto moving his infantry and archers back. And you can see me moving forward again there. As I say, with Crypto only having 8 infantry in that new bog standard 31k Roman army, you can put a bit of pressure on him there, because obviously he's not going to stand up against 13 or 14 enemy infantry there. And there you can see he's moving his cavalry back as well as we move forward. And there you can see Pompey's armoured cavalry general coming over onto my flank once again. If you notice, he's got his archers over on this flank as well. Now, he's already caused me a lot of casualties with this armoured cavalry general. If you notice, because I've seen a lot of cavalry over on this flank, I'm going to move my infantry over a little bit closer to my allies. And just as I move in, that armoured cavalry general is going to hit again, and bang, as it smashes in there. Now, what you could think here, you could think, right, okay, why aren't I using my cavalry to chase that armoured cavalry general off? Okay, which is a perfectly reasonable thought. Why don't I use my cavalry to chase him off? Because that's what he wants. He wants me to move my cavalry forward. Can you think why he wants me to do that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because then he can then target my cavalry with his archers. Okay, that's why he would love me to try and chase that armoured cavalry general with my cavalry, because then he would cause me massive casualties to my cavalry with his archers. Okay, so that's why I can't use my cavalry as I would like to use it and catch him and chase him off, because as I say, with the archer advantage that the enemy team have got, they would cause massive casualties onto my cavalry if I advance them too forward here. Just if you see what I mean. He's bringing his archers forward again, probably looking to target my cavalry if he could. And now he's going to smash in again with that armoured cavalry drum. As I say, this is old school tactics, and bang, as he smashes in there. Now, as I say, you know, I would love to move my cavalry forward to chase him off, but that's just what he wants. That's why he would have his archers there in close, tight formation there. And as I say, he's turning his archers on and off, so they'll be off, so they're not firing automatically. Right, there you go, the armoured cavalry general going in again, look, and bang, as he smashes in there. And make no mistake, as I'm moving my infantry forward here, they will be targeted by his archers. Remember, moving troops are very susceptible to damage from missiles. So as I'm moving forward here on this right flank, forcing his archers back there. But if you notice, just look at the amount of enemy cavalry on this flank here, plus infantry as well. Okay, a lot of enemy troops here. And as I say, with their 18 archers there, causing us a lot of casualties. I can see the armoured cavalry general going into my forward formation again, look, and bang, as he charges in there. Okay, so he's done a heck of a lot of damage to my pilot shield units there, and I haven't even got into hand-to-hand combat. Right, these are 82-man units, look, reduced to 34 from 82. Okay, 54, reduced down to 54 there, look. That's the forward ones, look, and that rear one there reduced down to 67. Okay, and we haven't even got into hand-to-hand combat. That's what the general, armoured cavalry general, has done there, plus with the combination of his archers as well. That's the damage that you can do with this old school tactic. Old school armoured cavalry general in coordination with his archers. As I say, 15, 16, 17-year-old tactic, still being used on the 2022 battlefield, and still very effective. And at the rear here, as I say, Barclayman's keeping his Sacred Band spearmen away from their archers, because he knows that they would target his Sacred Band spearmen with those 18 elite long-range archers. So he's got to keep his spearmen out of range, and that's why he's keeping them at the back of our team's battle formations there. Okay, so that's a wise move by Barclayman, and he's going to have to judge when he's going to move forward with his spearmen very carefully to avoid big archer damage from the enemy team. But as I say, over here on the right flank, I've been pushing forward a bit here, trying to push them back, and Crypto has been retreating. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see once again the armoured cavalry general, bang, and a smash into my forward units once again. As I say, very, very effective use of that armoured cavalry general. And if you notice here, if you start chasing him with infantry, look, his archers just shoot into your troops, because you've got to withdraw those infantry, let's show in the back to the archers, and that cavalry unit goes in again, bang, smashes in again, and all the time those archer units are shooting into your moving troops. As I say, you can't charge forward with your cavalry, even though you want to try and chase that armoured cavalry general away, because the armoured cavalry general will outrun your heavy cavalry, and then your heavy cavalry would suffer massive damage from those massed archers there. Okay, so as I say, this old school armoured cavalry general, if you move infantry forward to try and get him, he'll just outrun your infantry, and as your infantry's moving, they'll be targeted by the archers. And as I say, if you move your cavalry forward to try and chase that armoured cavalry general away, they'll be targeted by the archers as well. So, as I say, old school, old-fashioned tactics, but still very, very effective on the 2022 RTW battlefield there. Okay, and you can see here there's more archers being moved over on this flank. Can you see that Crypto's now bringing his 6 archers over onto this flank as well? So I don't know what their team battle plan is, but it certainly looks like it involves archers to me. There you can see now Steve looks like he's going to hit Schemer's Scipii army there. As you can see now, my guess is here Schemer's going to throw all his pilots into those Spartans. As you can see there, he's really throwing all his pilots into those Spartans there, and then he's going to withdraw his army. He obviously doesn't want to take on those Spartans, but also, see, I'm thinking this could be a tactic by the enemy team to try and draw in Barclayman's Crafted Sacred Band spearmen so that they come into archer range. That's what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking Steve's advanced onto those Scipii units there, hoping that Barclayman's going to move his spearmen forward, as I say, and then his spearmen will come into archer range. And of course those spearmen can suffer a lot of damage from elite archers. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say here, Barclayman really wants to probably get his Sacred Band into the tussle with the Spartans there, but that's just what they want. And here, all these archers at the back here, look, would be very eager for Barclayman to come forward with his Sacred Band spearmen, because then they could really target his spearmen and really weaken them. Okay, so make no mistake about that, that's what they would like. They'd like Barclayman to come forward there into range of their elite archers, because now you'll see Steve pulling his Spartans back a little bit now, look, and you can see enemy infantry moving over and almost in front of those Spartans now to protect them from I presume any more pilot damage there. But over here on the right flank, as I say, you can see a lot of archers here. You can see Pomp is 4 archers and Crypto's 6 archers there on that right flank of ours. And as I say here, you can see a lot of archer damage on our troops there. There you can see that the enemy are really concentrating their archers on some of our units there. You can see here, this is a good move by Crypto. Notice how he's put like a pilot shield unit out in front of his Greek city's ally. Plus he's integrated some of his infantry with Steve's as well. And as I say, there's a lot of enemy archers on our flank. Now if you look at my pilot shield unit, look, this is a 82 man unit that reduced what to 20 men there. And we haven't even got into hand-to-hand combat. So I thought this was quite interesting. Look, 20 men there out of 82. This unit here has been reduced to 48, and the rear unit's been reduced to 64. And that's just from the armoured cavalry general hits, plus the archer fire from the enemy troops. As I say, I don't think I've killed any enemy troops yet myself. It's just archer fire and the armoured cavalry general. And over here you'll see that Pomp has now got his armoured cavalry general on the other flank, probably looking to hit our ally on that other flank there. It'll be interesting to see how he uses that old school armoured cavalry general. As I say, this has got the potential to be a really great battle, and I think you'll love it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll still see Pompey using that old school armoured cavalry general to be a nuisance, causing casualties, disrupting, harassing, haranguing, still using that general extremely well. And here you got Aurelius's archers at this end. Remember now we're on the left flank, our left flank now. Here, and you can see a Pompey's green Brute army there. There's a general disposition of it. Looks like Pompey's going to move his Brute army back a little bit. Maybe because there's a lot of cavalry on this flank here. You can see both Schemer and Uther's cavalry on this flank. And that's why he's decided to move his army back to face the cavalry threat there. If you notice, Aurelius has still got his archers there in close tight formation there. As I say, if you keep your archers like that, you get more impact, more penetration, and do more damage. And you can see him targeting our allies' cavalry there. Okay, so that was a nice nice move there. And if you notice there, I think Schemer's put his archers into open formation. I think both Uther and Schemer have put their archers in, their cavalry in open order there to avoid less damage there. But you can see they've suffered casualties from Aurelius's archers. And there you can see Aurelius had his cavalry out on the flank there, but has decided to start moving his cavalry back towards his allies there. He might have felt a little bit exposed seeing all our Scipii cavalry out there, maybe ready to attack him. Now over on the right flank here, you'll see I've moved my SPQR army forward there towards Crypto's 8 infantry, and I should be throwing a lot of pilers in there into his infantry there, hopefully causing him a lot of casualties. But remember, the forward units of my battle formation have been damaged by the armoured cavalry general and archer fire there. And you can see Crypto now has bought his well upgraded cavalry over here. Remember, Crypto's cavalry's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, if you notice here, you'll see that I'm moving my SPQR infantry over to the right a little bit here, still trying to make the most of Crypto only having 8 infantry. As I say, he's got to back off, look, because he doesn't want to take on the pilers that my army could throw into his infantry. As I say, I've got 13 infantry against his 8. And if you notice there, I'm starting to receive a lot of archer fire as well. Can you see those fire arrows coming down onto my troops as I move him? Now you'll notice here I'm moving over to the right a little bit here, but not forward. I just moved over to the right a little bit here to see what my options are here, moving towards Crypto's infantry and watching, trying to have a bit of battlefield awareness here, watching what my teammates are doing. You'll see that Schemer's moving his Scipii infantry forward there towards Steve's Greek cities. Now whether he's still got any pilers left to throw into Steve, I don't know. He's encouraging Steve to come forward towards his Scipii army. Okay, now I'm just wondering whether this is a plan here. And then Schemer pull his infantry back, and Barclayman run his spearmen forward here to take on Steve's Greek cities. Now whether Steve wants to fight the Carthage Sacred Band at the moment, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so as I say here, you can see on this right flank. You'll see I'm moving forward again towards Crypto's infantry. But as I say, I've got Crypto's well upgraded cavalry and Pompey's well upgraded cavalry moving forward towards me. As I say, it looks like Barclay Man may well engage Steve's Greek cities, but whether Steve wants to fight Carthage now or whether he'll up spears and back off, we'll just have to see as Barclay Man moves forward. But as I say, here on the right flank, you'll see I'm still throwing some pilers into Crypto's infantry there, hopefully causing them a lot of casualties. But you'll see, just look at the enemy cavalry build up here facing my infantry. Now remember, both Pompey and Crypto's cavalry have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So what I'd like to do, if I could, is maybe keep them occupied down this end of the battle line, and that may well help my allies on the other flank. Okay, you'll see the strategy that I'm thinking of here. Now my my infantry looks quite isolated here. Would you agree? Looks like it could well be ripe for a massive cavalry attack from the enemy team. Okay, but I've got my cavalry there as well to back my infantry up if they do decide to smash their cavalry into my infantry. Now remember, that cavalry is well upgraded of the enemy team. Right, okay, so here, as I say, you can see Steve decide to back his Spartans off. He didn't want to take Carthage Sacred Band on at this time. But can you see a tactical mistake here by the enemy team? If you look carefully, can you see the tactical mistake? Okay, so Steve has retreated his Spartans here. He doesn't want to take on Carthage Sacred Band at the moment. You can see he's pulled back from that position. But look what he's done. He's now opened up Aurelius's flank. Okay, so we could now smash into the flank of Aurelius's infantry and cavalry there with Steve pulling back. Now he could get Aurelius could get hit in the front by Uther. Well, 8-Ball here or Schemer comes in on his flank. So really the best thing for Aurelius to do is pull his infantry back and line up with the Spartans maybe. I'm thinking here that Barclay Man would like to engage the Spartans there to hold and pin them while we take out Aurelius. I think that's what the team would like to do. Here you can see a charge from Schemer, charging in there, and bang! As he smashes into the forward units of Crypto's infantry there. I think he just wanted to be a nuisance there. He's caused some damage to Crypto's infantry. Nice hit there by him. Okay, but I'm looking up at the battlefield here, and I'm thinking, now if I move around to the right, and if I can attract both Crypto and Pompey's well upgraded cavalry to my damaged infantry here and keep them away from the other flank, I think that could be a big advantage for us here. Right, you can see now, right, Aurelius is moving his Julii army forward here towards Uther. The moment he's doing that, look, he's opening his flank up to a massive attack. If Uther attacks his front, look, and then Schemer comes in on his flank with both infantry and cavalry, we could take Aurelius's army out. And as I say, I'm going to try and occupy the enemy cavalry, the other flank there, to keep them away from helping their allies on the left flank. Okay, right, you'll see here that it looks to me like Uther and Schemer is going to try and take out Aurelius's infantry there and his cavalry if possible. Okay, because we've got a cavalry advantage there. Schemer's got his 6 cavalry there, and Uther's got his 6 cavalry he could bring into the fray there. Okay, so if I can keep the enemy cavalry down this end, the well upgraded cavalry of Pompey and Crypto, that could help the team on the other flank. Okay, now unfortunately you see my cavalry is just glitched as I'm being hit by that Julii cavalry there. You can see Crypto's cavalry smashing there, bang! And you can see my poor old cavalry was glitched, but I'm still going to charge them in there, even though they're spread out, to try and take the pressure off my infantry. And here comes the Brutii cavalry, and bang! As Pompey smashes his 8 upgraded cavalry into the front of my battle formation. You can see I'm trying to counterattack with my cavalry. I've got that Julii, well upgraded Julii cavalry, and the Brutii cavalry smashing into me as well. And you can see some Brutii infantry coming in on me as well. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So, what I'm trying to do is tie up their cavalry on this flank here, which I'm hoping is going to allow my allies to take out Aurelius's cavalry and infantry on the other flank. Okay, I'm trying to show battlefield awareness here, holding the well-upgraded cavalry of Pompey and Crypto down the other flank, while I'm hoping that Aurelius' infantry and cavalry is going to get taken out by Uther and Schemer here. Okay, that's what I'm hoping, and then they can move on. If they can take out Aurelius's Julii army, they can then move on and start attacking Pompey's units on that flank as well. Okay, because they've got no cavalry support because I'm keeping their cavalry down the other end of the battlefield. Here you can see Barclayman there engaging both Greek cities and Julii infantry there, so he's doing a great job. But here, as I say, I'm keeping the enemy well upgraded cavalry occupied here, attacking my damaged infantry battle formation there. You can see that Julii, you can see the Julii infantry moving forward as well here. So as I say, trying to keep this enemy cavalry occupied on this flank. Right, let's pause the game for a second. Right, good news for us. Uther and Schemer here have taken out Aurelius's Julii army, so that's really good news for us there. And now they can attack the enemy Brutii infantry there on that flank. Now, bearing in mind that that flank's going to have no cavalry support, because I've got their cavalry down on the other flank here, occupying them down here. So hopefully my allies will be able to take out the Brutii units on the other flank as well. As I say, I'm trying to display battlefield awareness here. I'm keeping an eye on what's happening obviously here with my army, but I'm keeping an eye on what's happening on the other flank as well. Okay, so as I say, you can see the enemy cavalry there. Now I don't want to get hit in the flank, so I need to move my infantry round there. I've still got some battle damaged cavalry left. There you can see I need to move my infantry around to face the threat. Right here, I'd just like to show you Barclayman's brought 3 of his Sacred Band units over here to hold up the enemy infantry to stop them attacking my SBQR army there. Okay, so that's a nice bit of support there by Barclayman, bringing in those 3 spear units there to hold up the enemy infantry. But here on the other flank, look, the enemy's got no cavalry support, because I've got their cavalry down the other end of the battle, and so Schemer and Uther can use their cavalry and infantry to take out those Brutii units on that flank. So that's really good news for us. And here, as I say, Barclayman's doing a good job of holding in the centre, plus you've got Schemer's Scipii army there as well. But here, as I say, you can see here that I'm holding up all that well upgraded cavalry that could be at the other end helping their troops on the other flank. But I'm here now, and I'm going to charge my cavalry in here. You can see the Brutii cavalry looking to smash into my battle formation, and bang, as it hits in there, you can see I'm charging my SBQR cavalry forward, trying to take some pressure off my infantry, and bang, as they go in, and then you can see the well upgraded Julii cavalry smashing into my cavalry, and bang, as that hits here. But the plan, this is the plan here, to hold this well upgraded enemy cavalry on this flank here, allowing hopefully my allies to take out the enemy on the other flank. Okay, so you can see that enemy Brutii cavalry really attacking my infantry formation there, and it looks like most of my cavalry is going to get taken out by that well upgraded Julii cavalry there. And now that Julii cavalry is probably going to smash into my battle formation as well, which it's done. Look, and bang, look at the penetration of that Julii cavalry, really pushing into my battle formation. And don't forget, both those lots of cavalry, the Brutii and the Julii, have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Look at the penetration and impact that they're pushing in onto my infantry formation. Okay, as I say, Barclayman here has been holding up the enemy troops with those two or three spear units there, so he's done well. But luckily, on the other flank, look, we've took out all of Aurelius's army, and we've taken out a heck of a lot of Pompey's Brutii infantry on the other side, using their cavalry and infantry there. Okay, so our cavalry advantage really told there. As I say, we've routed Pompey's units there on the left flank. Okay, so as I say, me holding their cavalry, their well upgraded cavalry down on the other flank, has helped our team to do well on the left flank there. As I say, Barclayman here along with Schemer doing really well in the centre, holding in the centre. And there you are, you've got Barclayman's light cavalry we looked at earlier, going around the back of the enemy team. He probably will now be targeting enemy archers or smashing into the back of tired enemy troops there. So good tactical move there by Barclayman with that light cavalry. But meanwhile, over on the right flank there, you can see my infantry is getting smashed and crashed by that well upgraded cavalry that I'm managing to hold here. There you go, you can see that enemy cavalry really trying to push in there to my infantry formation. But unfortunately for me, can you spot it as well? Can you see the enemy Greek cities, the Spartans, coming over towards me now? Now that's really bad news now. You can see the Spartans coming over, so not only have I got well upgraded cavalry of Julii and Brutii there, I've got Greek cities coming in. Looks like they really want to take out my infantry here by all the resources they're bringing over. And there's that Julii cavalry going in again, like a bang, as it smashes into my battle formation. Once again, smashing in their penetration there deep into my infantry formation. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So I've got all of Julii and all of Brutii well upgraded cavalry hitting me. I've got enemy Greek city Spartans coming in on me as well. Okay, it looks to me that they really want to take out my infantry there, looking at the resources they're bringing in. Here you can see Schemer attacking with his cavalry, trying to smash into the enemy Brutii troops. And if you notice here, we've taken out a heck of a lot of enemy units here. All my allies now are moving over to the right flank where my army is. So, as I say, we've done really well there. And as I say, the battle plan there was for me to hold up that well-upgraded cavalry on my flank, allowing my teammates to take out the enemy on the other flank. And as I say, it's okay having 18 archer advantage, which they had. But if those 18 archers haven't tipped the game in the team's favour by the time they fired all their arrows, all you've got is 18 light infantry. So as I say, bringing 18 archers, firepower they can put onto the enemy team is fantastic. But as I say, if they haven't tipped the battle in your team's favour by the time they fired all their arrows, all you've got is light infantry. Okay, so you can see my team now moving over towards me. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hold before they get to me here. With those Spartans coming in on me, I just don't think I'll be able to. And look at the cavalry pressing in on me. The Julii cavalry and Brutii cavalry really pressing in on my infantry formation. But here comes the Spartans, and I think that'll probably be the end of my my infantry there now, as you can see them pushing in on me. So yeah. But as I say, I think I've done my job in holding up, as I say, the elite enemy cavalry on this flank, and allowing my teammates to take out the enemy on the other flank, because of course they would have had a cavalry advantage there as I was holding up the enemy cavalry on this flank. Okay, as I say, you can see a lot of our troops now, a lot of our cavalry moving in onto the enemy troops there, and bang, as that Scipii cavalry goes into the back of that Julii infantry there. Nice hit there by Uther and Schemer. But as I say, here you can see a lot of my units are starting to rout now under the pressure that they've been put under. Now what I want to do with my general, I want to get my general out of that now, because I think I'm going to lose all my infantry. But at least if I get my general away from those Spartans, I can then take my general over to my teammates and give general morale bonus to them. So that's what I'm thinking there. Take my general away and get it over to help my allies. As you can see, most of my infantry has now been routed by the pressure of all those cavalry hits, plus the Spartans coming over onto me as well. Okay, so as I say, I need to run my general away. Run, general, run as fast as you can. You don't want to be a victim of the Spartan spears. That's it. So as you can see, I'm moving my my general unit, starting to move away from those Spartans now. Looks like we've just taken out Julii general, so that's good news for us. And as I say, you can see me moving my general away with a plan to try and integrate my general unit into my allies' armies there, to give them a extra general morale bonus. So there you are. That's basically all my infantry has been taken out. I think I've got one battle damaged unit left fighting the Spartans there. There you are, 13 men in that unit fighting those Spartans. But that and the general unit is all I've got left. So, as I say, moving that general unit away and trying to integrate it into my allies there to give some additional general morale bonus. So that's why I've pulled my general away there. So, and there goes that Julii cavalry charging into our infantry there. We just took out the Brutii general, and bang! As that Julii cavalry smashed into my allies' infantry there. But if you notice, the Julii allies' Brutii units are routing, so that put a fear up those Julii cavalry and probably make them a lot of them rout. Here you can see a lot of pressure on the enemy Brutii troops there. And you can see the Spartans like trying to set out a bit of a defensive formation there. Can you see the Spartans there laying out a bit of a wide formation? Looking at all the enemy Scipii troops coming in towards it there. Plus you've got Barclayman's Sacred Band spearmen there forcing their way into those Spartans. Let's say I think we've routed all the enemy Julii troops, and I think we've routed all of the Brutii troops as well. And there's just these Greek city units left for us to try and take out. Nice move here by Schemer, getting around their flank there, charging in behind those the Spartans there. I think Uther and Schemer worked really well together, and Barclayman. All three of them worked extremely well there together. If you notice there, I've got my general unit there, as I say, integrated with my allies there, giving additional general morale bonus to my team. That's why I pulled it out of that battle. But as I say, that's the only unit I've got left now. All the rest of my army is dead. But you can see that our team is now closing in on those enemy Spartan units there. These, as I say, Spartans are so tough, aren't they? You can see them holding there. They seem to hold for ages against enemy troops. We need to take out the general there, though. I think that's who we need to really take out if we can. If we can take that general unit out, then of course that'll take away the morale bonus from the rest of their troops there. Or you can see it's charging in there. And there you are. That's the Greek city's general been taken out. I think there's 1 or 2 Spartan units left. And I think they've got a Cretan archery unit left as well there. There you go. You can see the Cretan archery unit there shooting fire arrows. But I think it's really time now, I think, for the enemy team maybe to admit defeat. Let's put it up to triple speed there, I think, because yeah, as I say, really it's time for the enemy team to admit defeat. There you are. You can see, look at them all charging forward into that last Spartan, the last stand of the Spartans there. Look, all those troops pouring in, and it's still holding. Look, that Spartan unit's still holding with all those troops hitting it. Look at that. Just goes to show how tough those Spartan units are, and it's finally broken there. The last stand of the Spartans there, I think. Right, let's pause again for a second. So our team looks like it's managed to to go on to win the battle there. Let's say it's quite a spread out battle. If you look over here, you'll see where the dead started over here. You can see, I think that's Uther's peasants, where they got taken out by the Pilas. And as you move further and further along the battle line here, you'll see that the battle gets more intense here. Like, you can see the massive piles of dead there, so you can see there was a very intense part of the battle there. And as you move along, as I say, you can always spot the red cloaked Spartans on these grassy battlefields, can't you? Because their cloaks really show out on the battlefield there. And as we move along the battlefield and we go over to the right flank, where my army kind of made a valiant stand there, but you can see the intensity of the fighting there on that right flank by just the piles of dead that was there. So yeah, you can see it's quite a spread out battle. So let's say the team plan there, I think, worked quite well, with me trying to hold up the enemy cavalry on the right flank. Well, my team then took advantage of that with their cavalry superiority, and they went up on the other flank and took out the enemy team. And as I say, that's the last unit I've got left, my general unit. Everything else in my army has been taken out. So it just goes to show it's a real battle of attrition there. As I say, our team looks like it's gone on to win there. So and there you go, that's the last of the Greek city units. It's just been routed there by one of Barclayman's fast moving light cavalry. There's a group of dead Spartans there. Like, I wonder how it looks. They probably killed by Pilas, I reckon. Right, okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. It was an average victory. Don't know, I thought it might have been a close victory. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Uther, 1,943, only 57 kills short of that magic 2,000 number. So well done to Uther there, did extremely well on the battlefield there. So well done to Crypto, bearing in mind he only had 8 infantry. I thought that was good kills there. Crypto did really well. So well done to Crypto there. Remember, he had the new bog standard 31k Roman army. Well done to Pompey, got some good kills there. And as I say, I love the old school tactics that he brought to the battlefield there. As I say, that was 16, 17 years ago. You'd have seen things like that going on. Really effective. Well done to Aurelius. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he was smashed and crashed on that left flank. And well done to Steve Longshanks. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to with Greek City, but he did well. So well played, guys. Now, my army there, I was amazed I got 713 kills, because you saw that I was being smashed and crashed by that enemy cavalry. Plus, I was being hit by infantry as well. So to get 700 kills, I thought that was pretty good. Because remember, RTW rewards attacking players with good kills. Well done to Barkley man there. That's second highest kills in the game with his Carthage there. And let's say well done to Uther, highest kills in the game with his Scipio army. And well done to Schemer there. A good support all over the battlefield there. So well done. And as I say, I just wanted to show this battle because it really did take me back, like I say, 14, 15, 16 years with that old school armoured cavalry general tactic with the archers as well. It was really great tactic to see. Still works on the 2022 RTW battlefield. Bye for now.